Good morning everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ and it's Trashcraft Tuesday time, which is the day where I take something that would normally just be thrown out and make something with it, do something with it for journals. So today I have this small stack. It's just a little portion of the backings from napkins or serviettes, depending what you call them. You know how often they're 2 or 3 layers, and you take off the layers in behind the patterned bit that you want, and you end up with all these white bits of napkin left over. And this one, I'm not actually sure whether it's a single layer or if there's 2 stuck together in this one. I suspect there's 2. It feels like there's 2. So my stash of these is getting a little out of control, and I forget to use them because they're popped away with my serviette. So if I want to use a serviette, I go grab a serviette. But because these are not at hand, I don't think to go and grab the backings to use for something. And also they're plain. Like some of them have bits of colour left over from the actual napkin that's come through. And sometimes they're just completely white, that the colour hasn't translated. So I'm going to turn these into something usable and then have them close at hand so I actually start to use them up. Sound like a plan? I think it sounds like a plan. And I'm just going to keep it simple. So this will also be my 100-day project for today, which will be stamping, making collage fodder. That's what I'm doing for my 100-day project. So I'll be making collage fodder on these napkin pieces that, you know, to be honest, I was tempted to throw out because I was just getting too many and not using them. So let's turn them into something usable. And if we have time, then I will hopefully make something with a bit. Oops, I've just got something stuck on my ink pad. So now I've got ink on my fingers. I just wanted to get that off. Right, so let's get to it. I'm going to start off with just black on white. I'm hoping I'll get a couple of these done, but not sure. We'll just see how it goes. And I'm just going to be completely random. And the stamps I'm using, I'm choosing to be of the most use for, you know, different projects. So I'm starting off with the script one. This is a Hero Arts stamp, and I've had it for years, so I don't know if they still have it or not. Oops, I've got my craft mats underneath, and I just ran off the edge at the top there. I don't know whether you can see the whole thing in frame or not, and I can't tell on the camera because I can't see a thing. It just looks black, so hopefully the lighting's okay for you guys. I've got the curtain open, which I often do, and it seems to be just a little bit glary today, so I'm not sure what that's about. Right, there we go, that's enough of that. And I'm just going to build up layers and make it interesting so that when we tear it up we get little cool bits and pieces of whatever happens to be on the bit we tear off. So let's go for some of these border ones just for fun. I like this leaf one. I don't actually have, I've got a long block for these, but I don't know where it is. So I'm just going to do it with my hands, because it doesn't need to be perfect. We're just building up texture. So hopefully you're all having a lovely day today. I'm getting a bit of the edge on it, but you know what? I don't care. It doesn't matter. Oops, and I'm completely stamping off at the top off of my craft mat, so that was interesting. It still worked though. It's the beauty of this type of stamping, like it actually doesn't matter what it turns out like. It's just texture to add to a background on something. Yeah, so my morning has been fairly relaxed so far. Had to duck out for an errand briefly. I was gone about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, so only a short one. Had lots of cuddles with my Callie, my calico cat this morning, so that was lovely. And she's gone out now. What else has happened? Not a lot really. It's just been a quiet old relaxing morning. I played a bit on my game, and there goes the doorbell. I'm going to have to pop you on pause for a moment. Sorry about that. And I'm back. I am so sorry for the interruption there, but look, I was actually half expecting the doorbell to go because a friend is going to bring us some sausages that he's giving us. But it was actually my neighbour from a couple of doors down who's one of the organisers of the book sale that's happening this weekend. And she'd weeded out some of the books and brought them to me to see if I wanted them. And look at this. Oh, it's just so beautiful, beautiful illustrations, and on single side of the page. I'm just like super happy, and I had to share that with you so you could enjoy my enjoyment, I guess. So there's quite a lot of art books like the old masters and things with beautiful full page illustrations, but I thought I didn't have a look at this one. I just looked at the cover and thought, yep, from the cover it's all illustrations of plants. This one's double-sided, so I'll have to choose, but that's okay. Just wonderful, wonderful to use. Oh, and a bonus bit of newspaper. I wonder what date is on the newspaper. 1999, so it's not that old. But again, it's got some nice images there. And I don't know how old the book is. 1983, this book. So I'm super excited. So anyway, that was fun. That's less I have to spend at the book sale on Saturday. So that was super kind of her. And there were a couple of magazines in the box as well. And I never say no to magazines. So I feel very, very spoilt. Very kind of her. Oops, that didn't stamp well. So let's just get back to what I was doing, building up. Just going to stamp off whatever ink's left on that. And I have put a just a bit of butcher paper behind because the ink will go through this napkin, and it's not actually stamping through. Well, a couple of little areas it is, but I thought just to save anything getting dirty that I didn't want to get ink on. So I can't remember what I was saying before the doorbell rang. So if I was halfway through something, let me know and I might be able to finish it off in comments if it was anything important. It probably wasn't important at all. Right, let's pop you back there. What else might we like? How about this wood grain look? Let's go for some wood grain. I think I was possibly talking about my day. Yeah, so nothing important. It's definitely not important. Yeah, apart from that, I can't actually remember what I was saying. Oh well. Oops. Gosh, I'm a silly Billy. I just inked the back of the stamp, not the front of the stamp. I'm losing it, guys. I'm totally losing it. How about, I thought it was inking up weirdly. How about we actually put ink on the actual stamp that's supposed to make the pattern. So I've just got this sort of square of murky black now, but it'll be fine. Once we rip it up, it'll be fine. But now it looks all dirty because I've got ink between the plastic and the back of the stamp. So I'll have to remember to go back in and clean that up at some point, because it just looks really dirty and gross. I do believe that's the first time I've actually made that mistake. I think I'm just like still a little bit thrown from the doorbell going off and just the surprise of having books. And I did take the opportunity while she was here to give some books to her for the sale, and she was happy with that, and one of them she's even going to keep for herself to read. So I thought that was just beautiful, really good. And I've got more I need to get rid of, and then I can justify getting some more books in, can't I? Clear some out so I can get some more in, and then my hubby will be happy as well, because we're not adding to the clutter, we're balancing it out somewhere along the way. Right, okay, so remind me please, people, to go and clean the back of this stamp after the video. Just throw it out there in the universe so I can hear it. Okay, thinking I want some sort of focally, not exactly a focal image, but something sort of more, I don't know what I'm trying to say, more something. I'm thinking feather. Smaller, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Smaller. Yeah, nice. And we can just start filling in some of those blank areas, adding more detail. Just building up. Shifting my napkin around just helps to move it around so you can see from a different point of view, that you'll pick up areas that need a little something extra. Because once you tear it up, if you end up with a blank space, then it will become quite obvious. So you want to make sure it's got some nice detail sort of everywhere on it. Right, I think that's it for the feather. That's all good. Let's go for something else. And I think probably one more thing will be sufficient. So pop you back there, feather. I don't remember where the stamp set's from. I've had it for quite a while and I haven't got the packaging for it. So your guess is as good as mine about where it came from. Let's go botanical, shall we? Grab this one out. This one is from Ultimate Crafts, and has it got a name? It's called Timeless Garden. Oops, getting it stuck on the packaging. And just this little, it's like a dog rose, I think, a wild rose or dog rose, something of that sort. It's a little bit bigger than our feather, so should be able to finish off some spots with this. All nice. And layer over top of each other. You know, don't try and sort of skip all together with your stamps. Just layer them up over top, round, in between, everywhere. Anywhere that you want to. Blank bit there. Let's switch it around, see where I'm missing something. Right, I think that's looking pretty good. So I had inked my stamp ready to go again, but I don't think I need to. So I'll just stamp off on my butcher paper here. And so this will end up usable as well, the butcher paper, which is just perfect in my eyes. It's like maximizing your time by actually creating two different things at once. Right, so I think I want that stamp set out again for another one. So let's do another one. And this is a different serviette or napkin. Yep, it's got 2 layers here. So I am doing the layer, the one I've just done, and this one is the 3rd layer. So it's the one furthest away from the pattern, and it doesn't have any ink on it, whereas this is the 2nd layer. And I don't know if you can see, but this is a basket of puppies. So that's from the original, the patterned one, the pretty bit, if you like. Okay, let's try a different colorway for this one. Let's go with some browns, and I'm going to do some vintage photo to start with. And I've got a few different brown shades of ink here that I thought I would play with, just to give it a different sort of look. And this is a music stamp, again from the set that I don't know where I got it from or what brand it is. And I'm not worried about how well it stamps, just getting that texture down, varying the direction, up, down, sideways, diagonally, wherever it lands. Yeah, so I'm trying to think what I might make once we've got these stamped up. Some sort of bit of ephemera, I think. And maybe for my Cowgirls in Lace journal, so maybe a tag or a journal card, I'm thinking. Because I think I'm pretty good on pockets for that journal now, without sort of refreshing my memory of where it's at. Right, that's enough of that. So yeah, a tag or a journal card I think we'll make with one of these stamped bits. Right, so what else would we like on this? Well, it must be getting close to lunchtime. My stomach's saying I'm hungry. Hello. But it's not. Oh, yes it is. It's actually dead on lunchtime. Well, you're going to have to wait, stomach. Oh, this one's got pretty lace border. Let's try this one. Should we try it in a different brown? Let's try it in this coffee from Ranger, coffee ink. Again, it's a long one and I don't have my long block, so we'll just do it with our hands. A little bit more awkward, but completely doable too. Oops, I keep picking up the lid. I can't stamp with the lid. That's just silly business. So I hope you'll give this a go. It's nothing new. Like, this is not something that's never been done before. I've seen people do it. I've seen multiple people do it. So it's not new. I don't know that I've particularly seen it on the back of the napkins, but I am absolutely positive that others have done it. I just personally don't know that I've seen it using this particular material. I've seen it on tissue, I've seen it on, what else have I seen? Book page, copy paper, pattern paper. I've seen it on all those things, but I was just like, I need to use trash. And, well, I don't know. Are you somebody who normally throws out the white backings of serviettes once you've used the serviette? Or do you do something with it? I mean, it's great. I have used it for just adding texture and things, but I thought, no, I want to stamp it and actually make it more exciting to use. Right, I think that's enough of that one. Giving it a clean off. Pop it back on our sheet. Keep it nice and dust free. Right, what else are we going to use, people? Let's use another one from this set. I like this little frame here. It was actually one stamp with this like compass or whatever it is in the middle, but I actually cut them apart. So I just want to use the frame bit. And will it fit on my big block, my bigger block? It's not a huge block, but put a lid on my ink so it doesn't dry out. It doesn't quite, but that's okay. I'm going to use the block anyway. Doesn't matter if it doesn't get the little bits on the end. And let's use our sepia archival ink from Ranger. This will be our third tone of brown. Oh, that's pretty, pretty. And we are getting some of those little side bits, just a hint of them. So it must be stiff enough that it's hitting the paper. Pretty. Just make sure I'm in camera. Oh, and my mind has kind of started going towards lunch. Like, what am I going to have for lunch? I've got a few options because we went out at the weekend and I went out for lunch on Friday. So I've got leftovers from Friday. I've got leftovers from lunch on Saturday. And leftovers from tea on Sunday night. So I probably need to use the oldest first. That would seem to make sense. But the buns that we had for lunch on Saturday, you know, they're not going to be so nice once they get stale. So I'm thinking I'm going to have a nice soft little bun, just a little bun with some ham and mustard and tomato and lettuce. Now I'm making myself really hungry. So that's what I think I'm going to have for lunch. And then my leftovers from Friday, I will just have to have that tomorrow. Right, call that good on that one. Right, I won't try and put this back because it's a little bit fiddly trying to fit it around the centre of the stamp that I cut away. So what else would we like on this? I'm thinking some leaves. Oh, got a wooden stamp here. This is a Montaga, which is a company in the city near me. It's probably a design you can get other places, but this particular one is from Montaga, and it's one my mum bought years ago, and she gave me all her stamps when she stopped making cards and things. She's now making cards again, but she's doing watercolour cards. So her supplies, you know, she doesn't need a lot of supplies for that, so she can do it in her armchair whenever she feels like. So I'm now using Distress ink in Aged Mahogany. So it's a beautiful reddy brown, just super lovely. It's just a gorgeous colour. Thank you, Lydia. My beautiful friend Lydia from February and June bought me this one, and I'm just in love with it. So pretty. Right, and thinking about what else I might want to add to this. Yeah, so I'm going to call it quits on that leaf for now. It's very fine, really lovely detail in the stamp. Don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's just, yeah, got really nice detail. Okay, I've got this wee mushroom stamp that I picked up on AliExpress or eBay, I can't remember which. I actually trimmed a little bit off because it looked rude. I thought it looked very interesting, and I didn't like that. So I just chopped a little bit of the stamp off, and then on the sticker on the front I chopped that bit out as well. It's funny, isn't it? Which brown? I'm thinking I might go back to the vintage photo. Cute. Cute little mushrooms, little toadstools. In the middle of that circle. And across the circle in places, that little design I stamped. Okay, and I need something else. What would I like to add to this? Sort of thinking again along the botanical line. We want butterfly or a bird. Maybe this little leafy design. Let's try this. And what brown? Thinking the Distress Ink, the aged mahogany, because I haven't got a lot of that, so let's go with this one. Distress inks aren't the best inks to stamp with, but I'm finding with this application it's actually not working too bad. Yep, I'm liking this. I think that because the serviette, the napkin paper, is very absorbent, so it's allowing the stamp to actually stamp quite well. Just filling gaps here. A little bit down this edge and along this edge as well. I think the edges I've probably ignored largely, so I might have, mind you, I'll probably be trimming off the edges anyway if I don't want the straight edge, so probably not too much of an issue, but I'm just going to hit some of those blank edges just in case. So I'm doing a lot of this one, aren't I? Just dotting it round. Right, I'm thinking that looks pretty good. Turn it up the other way. Yep, I'm still going. Sort of sometimes hard to stop. It's like, because the more you fill the gaps, the more gaps you see, and it's like, oh, they need something there, need something there, and you just kind of keep going and going and going, and it's fun. Like, it's like, why not? Right, just pop this wee stamp back in its package there. Okay, so there we have a brown one in different shades of brown, 4 different shades of brown, and then we've got our plain black one, and I am really happy with both of those. I think they both look very cool. So let's get to making something. So just move out this paper, we don't need it anymore for now. So this is my collage fodder for the day, my collage fodder project for the 100-day project. Whoops, just trying to center myself here. Right, which one do I want to use? That's a good question. I'm not sure yet. Let's just fold them up a little bit so I'm not feel like I'm too crowded. Okay, so I have got another stamp here, which is this cowboy and horse one, and it's a cowboy, it's not a cowgirl, but I thought it would still be nice to use in my Cowgirls and Lace journal. So I want to stamp that on something. Got a bit of brown paper bag here. Do we want to use that? Let's go for that. So I'm just going to cut this section off so we're not trying to deal with too much. And I'm going to use my stamping platform just to ensure that I get a nice... I don't think I've actually used that stamp before. And hopefully it stamps nice, because this is a bit ratty on the back, different levels. So we'll see. If it doesn't work, we'll just grab something else and use that. So let's line up our... Oops, the right way round. I could actually do with another magnet, really, but it'll be okay. Maybe I will put it back down that end. I'm sure it will be fine. Okay, so let's give that a press down, get it stuck to the lid, and I think I'll stamp it in black because we've got brown paper, so I think brown on brown might be a bit too much, sort of like samey same, and the risk that it won't show up so well. Oops. So let's see how we go stamping this. I'm pushing down and my desk is bowing. It's just a glass top desk, which is why I cover it in the blue plastic, so that you don't either get the glare from the camera and from the light above, or that you see my legs and my feet underneath, because you don't need to be looking at that. That would be totally distracting. You want to see the project. Okay, yes, we definitely need to go again on that. I think there's too much bend, so I'm picking it up and just giving it a press between my 2 hands. And I sometimes do this with any type of stamping, even with acrylic blocks. I press up from underneath, especially when you're working on a bendy surface where you're not getting the contact that you want because it's giving way underneath. And that's actually, there is a gap there in the stamp, so that's fine. There's a gap there in the stamp, so that's all good. Yep, so I think it's stamped apart from the ears, and I just moved it, so we'll just call it good. Oops, I better take the stamp off. Now I just got ink on the bottom there, which will be fine, won't matter. Right, take the stamp out before we pop the platform away. Okay, so we need a base for our, what are we making, journal card or tag? I think journal card. And I'm thinking a big one, actually, bigger than my usual my glue page base, because the glue pages I have are this big once they're folded in half. I think I want something bigger, although that might be quite a nice size. No, I want something bigger. So what have I got? What have I got? I should have prepared something, shouldn't I? But too late now. How about one of these? This is a junior dictionary. Maybe we can get clever and have they got cowgirl? Probably not, but let's have a look. We can find a word. UVW. No. How about horse? They should have horse, shouldn't they? Let's see if I've got horse in here. They do not have horse. How can they not have horse? That's just terrible. What about farm? Have they got farm? Oh my gosh, they don't have... Oh, they have farrier. Let's go with farrier. What sort of dictionary is this that doesn't have words like farm or horse? That's just crazy business. It is a junior dictionary, but you know, I thought junior dictionaries would have those basic words. So I'm going to make a nice big journal card. Well, bigger than what it would have been otherwise if I'd used one of the Reader's Digest pages. So I'm just going to trim off this ratty edge here, trying to just get it straight. My ruler is not moving. There we go. It got stuck on something. So I'll probably end up completely covering it anyway, so I don't know why I'm fussing. The words is what I mean. Right, because we want to use some of our tissue. Now, do we want the black or do we want the brown? I've got a lot of brown, so I'm thinking black. I want to cover the whole thing. You'll still be able to read the farrier through it. I want to just cover the whole thing. No, I want to collage it. So let's take a piece. So a piece of that. And what else do we want to use? Let's have a look in the bag of scrappy bits. A bit of that might be nice. Oh, trying to dig down in the bottom of my bag. Bit of that textured map. That's a printable from Weathered Textures. Oops, oops, oops. I'm tipping stuff everywhere out of my bag. I'm going to be playing pickup after the video. It's an interesting bit of brown we could use. And that's quite a nice sort of neutrally... Please excuse me, just getting a bit froggy here. So let's put a bit of this down first. Just close my stamp pad so it doesn't dry out while I'm doing this. We need glue book and a glue stick will help. I don't know how we're going for time, so hopefully we're okay on that front. Oh yeah, we're doing fine. Good as gold. Okay, I'll trim off the little bit at the bottom that's overhanging. Right, so do a bit of that. And up there. Quite a coolish day today. It's fine. It's not raining or anything, but it's not a hot day, but it's not cold either. Like, I don't feel the need to light the fire or anything, but I have got a sweatshirt on, so it's like summer seems to be saying goodbye already. And technically summer does end tomorrow, technically, but normally we get lots of, you know, good hot days afterwards, but I don't know that we're going to this year. It just feels very autumny already. I'm just going to pop that bit there. This is a bit out of a magazine. It's matte paper. So I'm just positioning it so we get that little bit of the farrier up in this corner. And then that corner will be strengthened once we back it with writing paper. So where was the other bit here that I grabbed out? This is off one of my printables that I'm working on. It was a test print. So yes, I must get back to working on this one. It's been ever so long since I've done anything on it. And I really want to get it done so I can use it and list it on Etsy as well. Right, so I think I've got just one little patch in here. What would I like to pop in there? Maybe a bit of this. Take a different section. I've covered my rubbish bin over again, so I'm just popping it on top of the pile that's on top of my rubbish bin. It just seems a convenient place to put things until I want to actually put something in my rubbish bin, and then it's like, darn it. Right, so there we go, looking quite good there. Okay, let's glue this down. So I'm just going to use glue stick for this. I'm going to fold my glue page in half because I don't want my page, my journal card to stick to it. And I'm just going to guesstimate where the glue needs to go. So get the majority of it, and then I'll go back in and hit the edges where I haven't put glue where I need to. And if I get places that don't need glue, it'll dry. Go down there. Whoops, need some more glue popping out. Be a good start. Down sort of like that. Don't need that anymore. Oh, there's a bird tweeting outside. And then if you miss some areas of glue, you can, an alternative to going back in and gluing under the edge is just tearing back to where the glue is. And that's another way of dealing with it. There we go. I think that's pretty well down now. Just needs a bit of a smooth down. Oops, looks like there's a whole patch here I didn't manage to get. I don't know how I didn't manage that, but oops, my glue stick's going all funky. And then if it tears while you're doing this, well, it doesn't matter, it'll just all glue down fine, because I just tore it then. And look, not a problem. Whoops, and I'm tearing a little bit as I scrape. I'm scraping too hard. It's all good, just adds to the texture and the look. It's like, I totally meant to do that. I did. It's all deliberate. Who's going to argue? It's still going to look good. Okay. Trim off the overhang there. So I will back this. Shall I back it now? I'll finish up the front. And then if we've got time, I'll do the collage on the back as well. So you can see the whole thing done. As long as we've got time. Right. So there's the front. And we've got our cowboy leading his horse. So I'm going to fussy tear around that. This will be our focal image. I wish it was a cowgirl, but it's not. So we'll just call it a very slender cowgirl with a very non-specific body shape. Now I'm thinking, is it too small for this? It's okay. I am thinking though that I do want to add another layer of texture. Do we want to add some of this brown one? I think I do. Hadn't planned on it, but let's just go with it. And I don't want the straight edges. Something like that. Yes, I like that. Gonna go with it. So we're getting a double layer of serviette in some places. All good, layering up. Oops, sticky. Where's my card gone? Yeah, so don't be too rough when you're scraping it, if you're scraping it with a card or something, because you will tear holes in it. It's very thin material. Yeah, so I'm going to give this an ink around the edge. And I'm wondering about some lace on it as well. No, it's Cowgirls and Lace themed journal. So I'm thinking this will be the top, that will have it upright this way. Okay. I should have grabbed out the kit to see if we could use something from the kit, but I didn't. So I'm thinking we could use, oh, this looks like a cowgirl. She's got some straw or hay or something across her knee. Oh, I like that. Yes. So that label is from Printables by Marty Joe on Etsy. Okay, yes, I like that. I'll give it a bit of an edge as well. Very cool set of apothecary labels. Like so. So we've covered most of that bit of tissue that I just glued down, but it's okay, there's little bits of it peeping through. It's all about the layers. So I think I'll go with that, and I'm going to use my tacky glue. So it's about 1 centimetre away from that edge. There's no particular reason I'm using tacky glue for this. I could use glue stick. I'm just using it because I want to, because I love using my little bottle here and the economy of glue, and I don't get so sticky as when I'm using glue stick. Let's pop you there. Beautiful. Okay. Pop you there. And then I'm thinking, you know what I'm thinking. Come on, you tell me, what am I thinking? I am thinking number and or word. That's what you said, isn't it? I know you said it. I know you were thinking it. It's from Spokane Falls. WT? I'm not sure what. Western Territory? I don't know. What's WT? I've heard of Spokane before. I couldn't tell you where in the States it is, but I'm not sure what WT is. Western Territory, that sounds more Australian. I don't know, West Texas? Is Spokane in Texas? I have no idea. Right. We definitely need more things. Let's see what we've got. And I'm thinking vertical word, maybe. Don't know that we want sweet. We could go with kind. What else have we got in here? Got a couple of sweets, and I don't want a sweet. Shine. Not sure that I want shine. Oops, flicking more stuff on the floor here. Could go, actually I think I do want horizontal instead of vertical. Good. Bliss. Happiness. No. It's a vertical joy. It's not bad. I think I like the bliss better. Pretty. No, we don't want pretty. I mean, we do, but we don't. Celebration, no. Beauty is everywhere. That's okay. Keep both of those out for a moment, and I'm going to grab the numbers, of course. And I'm thinking a little topper at the top, so we can we want it in black. Feels like it's competing too much with the word. So maybe a smaller number. Yep, smaller number does it for me. Sorry, that was very loud, wasn't it? Snap, snap. Okay, ink this up as well. Go in with my tacky glue because it's easy and it's quick. And it's not messy. I have far less spill out from the sides using this little bottle with the fine tip. You know, normally I'd put some glue on and then press it down and it will come out, and I'd do the clean up, as you've probably seen me do. But I haven't had to do it since I've been using the bottle, I don't think. I've got grubby fingers covered in ink. And so voting, tell me, beauty is everywhere or bliss? Oh, I don't know, people. I don't know. Oh gosh, such hard decisions. I'm just going to go with bliss, I think. Don't you dare tell me that you're all voting for beauty is everywhere. No, you can. You can tell me that. If that's true, you can tell me that. If I've gone completely against popular opinion, well, so be it. Right. So we are committing to bliss. Like so. Now I can't put the lace on until I've backed it. So how are we going for time? Oh, we're out of time. Okay. So all I can do is perhaps give you a little hint of what I'm thinking. And then I'll let you go. So I don't know what lace, but maybe this creamy lace might work. And I do want to ink the edges as well. I might put a little, oh, I like that. Yep, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put this strip of lace at the top, and I can actually do it now because I'm not going to make it as a tab. I thought I was going to make it as a tab, like a pull tab, but I'm not. Unless I decide to put one of those as well. I mean, why not? Totally could if I wanted. Right, so let's just quickly get this on. Just racing against the time here. We're almost at an hour, so I would prefer not to go over the hour for your guys' sake. So I'm just trying to get this in. So this corner is very floppy, but once I've backed it, it will be fine. Right, let's get this lace glued down using my premium alcohol-based craft glue for this. So about there, and I want some of the lace to hang over the top. Don't know if there's a right or a wrong side on this. Doesn't seem to matter too much, so I'm just going to pop it down here, like so. Could have got the glue a bit lower, I think. Oop. Use my card, stop myself getting too glued up. There we go. So there's our little journal card, which will go in the Cowgirls and Lace journal. So there's that, and here's our 2 sheets of serviette that I was tempted to throw out. So this is my trash for Trash Craft Tuesday, which are all stamped up and ready to use as collage fodder, which is my 100-day project making collage fodder. So there we go. We've we've actually done 3 projects within one project. I call that a win, people. I don't know what you call that, but for me, that's a win. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project, and I hope you are inspired to do something with the backs of the napkins that you use. So take care, everybody. Have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.